Today, I'm to share with you a side-by-side comparison of image quality of full-frame sensor and APS-C sensor camera. Here is a scenario. Daytime, sunset with backlight, dusk, blue hour, night long exposure with lowest ISO, night with aperture priority, higher ISO. Let's first take a look at daytime. Each images are taken the same day, same time, same composition. The left is APS-C sensor camera, Sony a6400. The right is full-frame sensor camera, Sony a7 IV. As you see, overall image is APS-C sensor camera. Highlight parts seems blown out already. And full-frame sensor camera see more details of the cloud. You zoom up, APS-C sensor camera highlight data is pretty much blown out and losing the data, while full-frame sensor camera has little bit more details. And let's take a look at the shadow part here. Shadow area full-frame sensor seems much sharper than APS-C. But if you don't zoom up, overall image looks similar and hard to tell the differences. Here's another daytime image. Let's take a look at the details. If you zoom up, even the bright part, APS-C seems less sharp than full frame. And shadow area also seems a bit less sharper than full frame sensor camera. But if you do not zoom up, it's pretty hard to tell the differences. Both images are lit by sunlight pretty well and exposed well. In this situation, it's pretty similar and hard to tell the differences. Here's a sunset situation with harsh backlight condition. This may be more differences here. First, let's take a look at the highlight parts. Highlight parts, both images in this backlight situation pretty much blown out, and in this situation highlight parts are similar. How about the shadow part? Okay, let's take a look at the shadow area. In shadow area, it's pretty much similar, and I cannot see the noise or any differences here. Let's see other parts of the images. These parts are also well exposed, and cannot see the much differences here. I think the images, if exposed well, doesn't make much differences here. Both images look sharp and nice images. Cannot tell the differences here. Okay, now next is the dusk. It's very much after the sunset. Let's take a look here. It looks pretty much similar and cannot tell the differences here. And in this exposure, I don't see much noises on both images. How about the shadow area? Even the shadow and the skies in this condition still much similar, and I don't see any noise issues here. So in this image, both look similar and cannot tell the differences. Okay, here comes the part getting much darker and handheld and higher ISO images. And if you do not zoom up, both look beautiful night good hour images. However, if you close up, you see there's definitely the differences already. APS-C sensor, the sky has more noises here. And although full frame sensor camera has noises, but less noise than APS-C. About shadow area. Shadow area, both are noise, but definitely APS-C sensor camera has more noises. So I could say when the condition getting darker and the ISO getting higher, APS-C sensor camera has more noise than full frame sensor camera. Okay, here's another nighttime images. So let's take a look the sky area. Sky area also definitely APS-C sensor camera has more noise than full frame sensor camera. And shadow area also much more noise than full frame sensor camera. But if you do not zoom up, they look both are okay. Beautiful night city images. Okay, the next is night long exposure, lowest ISO 100. I assume if the ISO is lower, doesn't make much differences. But let's zoom up and check if there's any differences you can see. Brighter area doesn't see any differences. Both look clean and even crisp images, even APS-C. And how about here? This bright and shadow part, even this contrast area, still both images look pretty sharp and nice images. And how about the right shadow area? These parts are also pretty sharp and clean, and I don't find any noise issues for both images. So I could say night long exposure, lower ISO, APS-C, and full frame sensor camera doesn't make much differences. As you see, daytime, dusk, night with lowest ISO situation, the images look pretty similar, looks very high quality. However, the night session with aperture priority and higher ISO, it looks different. The images with APS-C sensor As you see, it has more noises. So I could say this difference is the price you pay for. What do they think? For most people, you'll post on Instagram and see photos on computer. In that case, unless you zoom up and take a close look, it's not recognizable. If you found this video to be helpful, please hit the like button so other people can watch it and get the safe information that I got.